Rode has announced their new Wireless Pro system. A few of the highlighted features are 32-bit float onboard recording, intelligent gain assist, 40 plus hours of recording time, and Timecode. Rode's Timecode implementation is a bit of a hot topic. Let's discuss it. In video production and filmmaking, SMPTE timecode is used extensively for synchronization and for logging and identifying material in recorded media. What does that mean? Now, most often, you'll encounter timecode when you're using it to sync externally recorded audio, like I'm doing here with the Mix Pre 3, and then one or more cameras. My A cam is the Sony FX3, my B cam is actually the Osmo Action 4, and my C cam is the Sony ZV-E10. Now, all of the cameras and my Mix Pre 3 are using the same timecode. And what that means is in post, I can synchronize the audio and the video with frame level accuracy. So you might be wondering, if timecode is so useful, then why all the controversy around Rode including timecode in their new Wireless Pro? In short, jam syncing and timecode output. When jam syncing, a TC reader generator looks at an external incoming timecode. It then jams or creates new timecode based on that signal, identical to the original. So what does this mean? In this setup, I'm using the Deity TC1 as the master timecode generator. From this timecode generator, all other devices are jam synced. The Mix Pre 3, the Sony FX3, the Osmo Action 4, etc. So this particular timecode generator is the source of truth for the timecode across all of these devices. The Rode wireless receiver can act as a timecode generator or a master timecode device, but what it cannot do is be jam synced from another timecode generator. And that limitation alone will prevent it from being used in a larger timecode-based workflow. Let's say you're doing a 4-talent multicam shoot. So you would need 4 transmitters and 2 receivers. Now, since the Rode systems can't be jam synced, there would be no way to synchronize those 2 different systems, and thus the timecode wouldn't match. That's a big blocker to use in the Wireless Pro in a larger setup where timecode is a requirement. Let's step back and just look at a more simple use case. If using the receiver to send audio to the camera, and I'm also using the timecode feature, then both the transmitter 1 and transmitter 2 are output on the left channel, and timecode is output on the right channel. With this configuration, both transmitter 1 and transmitter 2 being written together in a single track, you lose the ability to individually EQ each person's voice. Now, of course, since you have onboard recording, you can pull those recordings and sync it in post. It's just an extra step that you might not be familiar with if you're used to using the onboard audio recorded in camera. Well, let's say I'm just using a single transmitter. What's the impact there? Well, if I'm using a single transmitter, but I want to use timecode, then I lose what I consider one of the biggest safety features ever, the safety track. My last little corporate shoot I did, a very simple training video, it was done very last minute, and so it was just me to set up. Somehow, not only did I not activate onboard recording, but I didn't properly configure the primary audio channel in the camera. And when I got back and started looking at the footage, the audio was blown. I had no recording on the device. Luckily, I've always got it configured for a safety track. And if I didn't have that safety track, that whole thing would have been a wash. Total loss. So for me, having onboard recording and a safety track far outweighs the benefit of timecode in these type of shoots. I've seen a ton of comments stating that if you don't have every possible timecode scenario covered, then you shouldn't use the word pro on the device. Now, marketing aside, I would say that any piece of gear that enables you to earn $1 or $2 is pro. Here's a clip from my local news. Notice the Rode wireless transmitter on the officer. Is that pro enough for you? I think it is. I went ahead and pre-ordered the Wireless Pro kit, and to me, timecode wasn't even a factor in why I purchased it. Now, with that said, it would be nice if Rode would update the firmware, or hopefully they can update their firmware, so that I can jam sync it from another device, but for me, it's not a deal breaker. And here's why. Firstly, these devices are super simple, and with minimal setup, you can capture decent audio. And not to mention, they've proven themselves in the real world. Again, I'll refer to this clip from my local news and say it again. These devices have truly enabled single operators to be better at their job by having to focus less on the technical details of audio and video production. Secondly, The feature I'm actually most excited about is not even listed on the promo sheet. You want to know what it is? I'll tell you. It's right here. It's a locking 3.5 millimeter jack. That is clutch. Now, when using a lav mic, I can screw it in. Whereas without the locking jack, yeah, you can use a lav mic, but it tends to just pull right out. And lastly, with 32-bit float onboard recording, that in conjunction with a safety track being recorded in camera, and I now have 3 chances to get audio right. I honestly feel that Rode has taken community feedback and put together an impressive offering for the price. All in all, I'm really excited about the new Wireless Pro, and I can't wait to get my hands on it and test it out in the real world. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about the Wireless Pro? Have you pre-ordered it? Are you waiting to see some real world usage of it? Do you feel that the timecode issue maybe is overblown? Or do you feel that the timecode marketing misses the mark a little bit? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. And until next time, I don't know, do whatever it is you do. Be a good person. Later.